I know that your days are dark. Feels like that you've lost your spark. You can't give up. I know it's rough.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is I Am Quartet, host of Fanz of the Culture. As always, don't forget to follow Fanz of the Culture YouTube channel. That's FANZ of the Culture for original content week to week. Hey, listen. So today, which is April 21st, just an average day. You know what I mean? Didn't really do anything. Just nothing to do and, whatever. But I want to start out by saying that today, the ReOpen North Carolina group, they protested downtown because they want everything reopened. And they say it was about 1,000 people. You had U.S. Representative Dan Bishop of the 9th District, who's a Republican, like-minded people. The first question I was kind of asking was, I like, to be honest, I went straight for the first thought in my head was, when I looked at the picture, and the first thought I had was, what's the income level? And the reason why I said that, because the more you have, the less you're going to be affected by this pandemic, which is the proper word for it. So I'm not really in a laughing mood. I'm not really in a super analytical or super, I'm just not in that mood. And this right here is, the stay-at-home order is not convenient, and it's not meant to be convenient. It's meant for it to be safe. And I'm just looking at and again, don't get me wrong, everybody has the right to speak their piece. But for the most part, just like Obama, Governor Cooper really ain't really have a lot to work with. Everything that he's tried to put forth in the legislation, the Republicans have knocked it. So it's the same type of scenario when Obama was in office. He didn't have a lot to work with, so he just dealt with what he could deal with. But and we have to understand, like, certain conversations and certain mind thoughts are not really for the general public. If you in any type of executive order position, that means if you're a president, a senator, House of Representatives, mayor, governor, certain conversation really the public shouldn't really be involved in. It's almost like every day 45 has a press conference just to have a press conference instead of making it a once a week thing to give us an update, or maybe have the doctor, the task force, maybe they should do. It's kind of like it's a lot of press conferences not saying anything. And I just think people are really missing the big picture. It's not about you being the smartest. It's just about it's about you doing what's best for the country. And I'm just going to be honest, personally, I'm in no rush to go out there and either contract it or pass it on. Because again, they still haven't told me anything that makes me feel like they know what they're talking about. I mean, it's kind of like the church. When it first happened, all of a sudden, everybody was concerned about the church. And, it was, it's just an initial reaction. So the biggest thing is, what I've seen, even with the church, people have figured out a way to just do what they need to do and still keep things in line. This is one of those situations to where you can say, well, you can go, if they open everything, you can go, you can not go. This is one of those cases where we need to really not rush. First of all, we need to understand that there is no going back to normal. The normal is over. There is no going back. And I'm gonna show you how real it is what I'm saying. Look at that look at the people of Flint, Michigan, when them folks cut corners and contaminated that water. Now the word on the street is that they fixed it, but they fixed the pipeline, but there's still remnants of that because they don't trust the legislature or the government. These are things that are concerned. I hate to break the news to everybody. It's not going back to how it was. It's new. And the quicker that we accept it, and I'm talking about what somebody told me. I'm telling you the realness. The quicker that we accept that it's not going back, the better it will be. It's like this. After you go through this, I'm going to go to you on a deeper level. If you was a certain way before this, you don't want to be the same way you was before. You want your mind elevated. You want the way that you treat people, your relationship with God, whatever. You want all of that to be totally different. You want it to be more on the good side versus the bad side. So this is, I just think we're just missing we're really missing the big picture. And to be honest with it, they're making this a political thing. This is not a political thing. Listen, everybody has the right to believe and to believe what they want, to believe what they want and say what they want. But I'm just telling you, when it comes to dealing with people other than yourself, that's what I'm saying about objectivity. See, objectivity is not letting your personal bias affect your decision. The people that are in the political positions, they have to use, it can't be about them. Like, I don't agree with the WWE opening back up because I just don't see the purpose. But again, and it looks like, if you look at it, it looks like because he got money, they open it back up. Like, everybody's suffering, everybody's hurting. Listen, people, you know, luckily for me, they figured out how to have classes. But I'm not gonna be able to walk across stage. I can't throw a hissy fit about it, just a part of the situation. But I'm saying when it comes down to all of us, a governor, a president, a mayor has to do what's best for everybody, not for a group of people. It don't work that way. Same thing with when people say, what did Obama do? Right? I'm going off on a tangent a little bit. Every time somebody says it, it irritates me because, first of all, because he was the first, you can become. And a lot of things that he tried to do, it was really blocked by other political entities. You feel what I'm saying when it comes to, I'm talking about bills and laws and things of that nature. So I really think that they can't make this a political thing. This has to be about doing what's best for people. Hey, sitting in a house is better than being dead. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if anything, this has made me more aware of where I go. If you go to work, you're more in tune. You say, yo, listen, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to try to keep a good social distance, do my work, and I may or may not stop off. You're going to be more conscious of where you're going, where you put your hand, where you stop it. I know y'all falling off. I love when you fall off. But this ain't for y'all anyway. This is going up on YouTube. But I'm just saying, like, it can't, and I really, at first glance, I really feel like it's another distraction. It's a smoke screen. I made a video. It's on my Instagram page, Fans of the Coach. It's about that $1,200. Like, just so you know and you understand what it is. Let me start off by saying, first of all, y'all know, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I listen, but I'm not. That's not my bag. But let me tell you this: the stimulus package, right? That package, all right, they give you $1,200. Now, the big businesses that are not eligible for the $1,200, they're going to get 1.6 million each. Somebody say, look to your neighbor and say, smoke screen. It's a smoke screen. This right here ain't nothing but another smoke screen, because here it is. It's people that really want to get back out there, but I feel like the political people are manipulating people's emotion to reopen up things. If you know, listen, it sucks. All of this stuff sucks. It's one big old suck party. But we have to really, this is not a time to do things because you want to look good politically. This is about people's safety. It's been about people's safety from day one. I don't know. I just read this article, man, and I just immediately was like, yo, man, we don't get it. It's not, and I'm just saying, this is why it's important right now that we figure out how we're going to vote. It's a lot of distractions. A lot of distractions. You got press conferences every day that say nothing. You can wake up in the morning and type in corona and see how many people have reported having it, who recovered, who passed away. We can do that every morning. We don't need a press conference for that. We need a press conference that states that we're a step closer. And it shouldn't be no 2-hour, 3-hour press conference. That's ridiculous. How much does this press conference cost? I need to know. I mean, now, granted, if I know y'all will give me for this. Granted, if I work there, I'll probably be like, this is good. I'm getting paid. I'm going to work. You understand what I'm saying? But even with the money that they're going to give small business owners, I'm going to say this, and I know y'all, it ain't about you agreeing, because it's, we got freedom of press. You know what I'm saying? But, or the freedom of speech. But here it is, though. Everybody can open back up. Barbershop, hairdressers, food, anything with any type of job that's close contact. Barbershop, hair salon, all this stuff, right, can open back up. But nobody's going. Not at the level that they need to sustain. And really the money that they're going to give you, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to use that to payroll. I don't know how much money people make, every month. I have no idea. I'm talking about like the businesses. But it's a decision now. They have to decide whether they're going to reopen and what's the plan once they reopen. I mean, everybody's affected by it. But I'm going to tell you like this, man. You got to be safe. And I know that's like I know that's a statement that people, it sounds so cliche, but you really have to be safe. Me personally, this is exactly why I took a step back from a lot of things, because I need to be able to focus on what's important. And what's important is my life and the people that I love. That's what's important to me. Again, hey, and to be honest with you, I get in my car, I go outside, I back up, I go outside again, I go around the corner, I go outside and I go ride around the complex. I get outside, I go outside again. I do a lot of that going outside, riding, wasting gas. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what I have to do to keep my mind busy and to be safe. Listen, I don't know about 5G. I have no idea. But, it is what it is. We gotta just watch these guys, man. And this is the time, because we don't have nothing going on. This is the time right now for you to become informed on. It should be. I'm gonna be honest with you. It should be absentee ballots, And I'm gonna be honest with it. To me, the time that we sitting at home watching all these lives and stuff like that, we gotta spend that same amount of time on figuring out how we're gonna vote. And we need to really start calling them and saying, yo man, we want to have an election. Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. We need to have an election this year. We don't need to put nothing off 3, 4, 5, 6 months. We need mass participation. We got to have mass participation. And I'm going to be honest with you. They have cut so many programs from the schools. Like, see, this is what I'm saying. A lot of us can't comprehend really the level that it takes to run a country. We can't even run our homes. So certain conversations you really don't want to know about. See, now it's so much, you've learned so much, but it's your personal bias that affects your decision. I'm talking about you have to do what's best. But look, and then even this article says the crowd was made up of all ages, but overwhelmingly white. Most protesters brought children. Most of those rallies didn't wear protective masks. Social distancing guidelines were largely ignored. And then, you know, like, I love North Carolina, man, but I'm gonna be honest. It's some backward stuff here, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's just my personal thing. You know, and everything can't be about, even if you feel, I'm just saying, if you're in one of those positions, even if you feel that it's a political thing, you can't make it a political thing. You have to really speak from the point of the people. A lot of these people are now earning their money. For a lot of times, a lot of those guys, I'm not saying that they don't put no work in, but a lot of them probably was golfing when they should have been at work, you know, or eating expensive meals. They got expense accounts, a lot of stuff. You have a lot of, let me tell you something. If y'all knew the benefits that they was receiving, it would blow your mind. First of all, they got an expense account. First of all, the retirement, the pension is off the hook. So you got to understand, with that type of leverage, you meet a lot of people and you just develop a lot of connections. So even when you finish your tenure, you go on to write a book or whatever the case may be, all this other stuff. But like, we have to, like, we gotta be involved. Like, listen, this stuff it take up a lot of your time. See, anything that's about, I'm gonna give y'all a piece of advice, and then I'm gonna close this. Anytime for everybody that wants to, if you ever wanted to start maybe working towards your own business, or maybe do something that you're passionate about, remember this right here. People love drama and negativity. That's the reason why people appear to be so hot. You understand what I'm saying? That's why if you're a positive person, you try to represent positivity, you're in for a long, positive road alone. And I need you to understand that. So it's not about you being the smartest person in the room, though, but it is about you being an expert at what you do. So all of this stuff affects us all, it affects us all. And we have to really be, some of us have never seen bodies in a truck, in a crate, all over the place, a big massive grave. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these are images that a normal person shouldn't see, but it'll forever change the way you look at things. And you have to take that and really kind of understand what's at risk. You have kids, and listen, your kid is probably all over the place, you know, doing this 24/7, but you have your kid. You understand what I'm saying? Some daycares are open. I mean, it's a lot of things, don't get me wrong, but we have to do what's best for everybody versus just a certain group of people. I have a lot. I had a lot I was gonna say, really, but something I'm just gonna hold off because I really think that the next couple videos I post, they need to really be focused and not all over the place. But again, man, America is America, and I gotta be honest with you, man. We're the most powerful country in the world, and right now, we're not. Right now we have no swag whatsoever, and it just has to do with. Listen, it's okay to say that I don't know what I'm talking about, but you don't have to tell the public that. What you do is you put the expert, the subject matter expert. Our state sent absentee ballots for those who can't be. Yeah, see, that's my only thing. Let me tell y'all something. That's the only thing I've been thinking about. If you think I ain't, listen, I never talk politics, but I done made so many videos about politics. Is ridiculous. But I know people are not informed, and they don't like to be informed. People would rather go out here and break dance instead of worrying about how to better their lives. If you're in your 30s, you're a long way from 60 or 65. You're nowhere near. If you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 20s, you are nowhere near the age where you can receive Social Security, which you work your whole life so that you can chill out on the sofa and get your check and be like, man, this ain't no check here, this ain't no good. But I'm just saying, listen, y'all, the $1,200 is fine, but I need you to understand that $1,200, Miss Green. Miss Green, I don't disagree with you, but I'm gonna tell you something. Everything is not. See, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that what God does or don't do is His decision. But we still have to be involved in our lives. We have to do that for our children, if not for ourselves. And that's why me personally, I'm not a deep person at all. As a matter of fact, I find when people try to be deep, they're really not that deep. They're trying to prove something, and it makes me look at them kind of like this. And I'm not talking about people, you know, when a person is being extra deep, when you can't say anything to them, and it's still that. Listen, at the end of the day, hopefully this wakes all of us up, and it makes us really have a real relationship with God. That's all I got on it, and that's where I'm gonna stay at. But I feel that whether people agree or not, God gives us all this right here, and He lets us manage it. If there's a plague, if there's a virus of violence, that's stuff man has done, and the quicker that we understand that, the better. That's why I'm saying sometimes you can't just sit out and do nothing. Sometimes you can't do it. If you stay in a bad neighborhood, your answer would be, I'm going to work an extra job, or I'm going to save money to move out the neighborhood. But when it comes to the overall thing that affects us all, people like to turn a blind eye and be like, well, they'll get it. No, this is the time that we can't, listen, voting, listen, I really feel like in my heart that, like, I know it's corrupt, but I feel like it's my duty. It's my responsibility to vote. See, we act like slavery didn't exist. We act like see, black folks are so delusional because they think that we're equal. We're not equal. We're still not equal. We're not equal. And the sooner that you realize, the better. That's the reason why you work so hard. That's the reason that you're getting denied for a small business loan. That's the reason why it's hard for you to get approved for a mortgage. That's why you still getting police profile, because we're not equal. That doesn't mean you have to be equal, and it's not all. It's not all. I'm just trying to say we gotta like, and that's what kind of, this is why I still, I'm gonna tell you the level I've been on like the last couple weeks, 3 weeks. There's nothing that you can say to me that'll make me entertain something that doesn't feed me. This right here, the singing and clapping and stuff is cool, and laughing and all that stuff is cool. Everybody got a way they deal with it. But I'm just saying, when it come down to it, are you gonna do what's best for your family? That's what it's about. But as always, you can follow Fanz, Fanz of the Culture Network on YouTube. Check out the original content. My name is I Am Quartet. Please stay safe. Enjoy this time with your family. Do what you can with what you have. Don't expect people that have to relate to people that don't have. And I'll leave you with that. Peace.